I try to be as forgiving as possible because truly, I think that people like Leslie and Molly just get angry and they operate off of anger. And then they say things that they don't mean because Leslie has apologized to me, I don't know, like 16 times in the past. And I have a feeling she got super angry last night, waltzed into Molly's stream, if I'm being told the correct information again, which is, and the reason why it's hard to tell is because they delete the stream. But I've been told by multiple people that last night, Molly insinuates that I'm not a veteran or that I never served. And then, it's funny because then after that, she says, I'm not allowed to talk about that. And you're right. The terms of service state that you can't, because people lie and fake things. And so often it will happen where people will lie about somebody's veteran status, which is just literally like so basically they went live last night and they start talking about stolen valor, insinuating that I'm stolen valor because they're pissed that I'm contacting Team YouTube. Now, again, if the first thing I want to do is rewind you back to, God damn it, did I set this to record? I hope so. If not, I'll just do another one later. I don't think I did. Here, let me restart this really quick so I can make sure this records, because unlike Molly, I let my stuff stay on the internet. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to restart to be safe. Okay, sorry, take two. I guess I did set it to record. It's just so hard to tell with this damn thing. Anyway, I just shared this out, so I'm going to get started. What I was saying in the last stream was that Molly and Leslie vet bashed me last night. I have the clip, and like I promised you, every time they do this, I'm literally just sending it straight to Team YouTube. Now, I have on stream shown terms of service. If you recall Bud, he was a guy who did nothing but stolen valor content. And Bud was removed from YouTube, even though he was extremely popular. He was a colonel or something. And he basically fact-checked when stolen valor happened. YouTube changed its terms of service, stopped allowing people to talk about that on the platform. They added it to the terms of service because of literally what Leslie and Molly did. So what they do, they're right now, obviously. So they go to Molly's channel, supposedly, and Molly is talking about stolen valor and then says she can't talk about that. And then Leslie comes in and says, I can, Uni's a fake veteran. She says that because I guess I don't remember where I ever showed my ID, my VA ID, other than long ago. So, I mean, that video's been gone for a really long time. We're talking like that was back when the QAnon guys first tried this on me. They said, well, you don't even have an ID. And I go, oh, I don't. And I show it. And then they go, oh, yeah, well, you're supposed to have a new ID every few years. And I go, okay, hold on. And I go get all my IDs and show that I do have a new ID for each time period I'm supposed to have a new ID. And then back then, that wasn't good enough for the QAnon guys. So they wanted me to show my DD-214, which I did. That wasn't good enough for them. That all happened back in 2017 or 2018, early 18. So, unless she's got that live stream, a clip from it, I haven't shown an ID of myself. Though I wear hats in all of my VA IDs. Leslie says that you can't wear hats on a VA ID. I don't know if she's just dumb. I don't know if she's just angry. I have a feeling she's angry So you'll say, well, Uni, why don't you send to Team YouTube every time someone does this to you? Because they get deleted. They get censored, okay? Also, like I said in the last stream, Leslie's apologized to me many times, and she'll say, I was just angry, or I didn't know what was going on, or whatever. She flip-flops back and forth more than anyone else out there, you know? It's always why I criticize them for acting like they're any different than Katie, because they're exactly like Katie, if not worse, in every regard. And this is just another regard. But long story short, just so Molly and Leslie know, they can vet bash me all they want. I'm just going to take the clips straight to YouTube, which is something I haven't done yet. I just started doing that. I don't even know. Whenever I told you I sent that first report in and then I updated it through my partnership, the tagging of Team YouTube just started today so that Leslie and Molly and the other ones out there may not have to be censored off the platform, then cry that it was a mistake or cry that it was wrong or anything like that. Because I swear to God, we've been through this. I've been on doing this shit for years. Every time somebody has themselves get deleted for this kind of thing, they try to guilt trip you and make you feel bad that they got deleted. It never works, but it's why I try to warn people first. And I'm sorry, but I want to make sure you guys keep those clips handy. Don't just delete them or whatever after, you know, this is done. Because when this all shifts, because I am not stopping, and this is different too. When I say that I'm not stopping until Team YouTube's involved, a lot of times, if I send a report to YouTube in the past, you have to basically stay on it. You got to constantly watch for the response. I've explained all this over and over and over, okay? So refer to previous streams to get a full breakdown. But, you know, a lot of times you can report somebody and then because you don't follow up with it, you get busy, it'll just go to the wayside. And I've said that's not going to happen here. I'm doing these streams. I'm updating you guys. I'm letting you know what's happening so that when they get banned for this, they don't try to blame me. They don't try to put it on me because Leslie, you can lie. Molly, by the way, Molly, she, hold on, let me turn on my do not disturb. I hate how this thing does that. So Leslie and Molly, see, Molly knew better. Molly knows that I'm a veteran. She knows I went to Iraq. She knows I'm disabled. You know, she probably has doxed the living fuck out of me. And in doing that, has seen my countless videos of me either streaming from the VFW or the VA or whatever and talking about it. And, you know, it's just Leslie and Molly. This is the prime example for why I'm not going to stop until Team YouTube intervenes in this issue. That does not mean that they're going to get banned. That means that Team YouTube is going to judge whether they're breaking TOS with these things they're doing. And if Team YouTube decides it, it won't be because I sent it in. It'll be because they did it. Okay? So, no guilt trips here. No bullshit. Leslie Bass is the one choosing to lie about my veteran status just because she's pissed that I'm reporting Molly, Justin, and a couple things that Leslie is involved in to Team YouTube. Okay? Again, if they didn't do this kind of stuff and they just would respond with commentary, videos, things like that, then they wouldn't have this happening. And that's proven because this is the millionth dance I've had with Leslie in this way. This is the 100th with Molly. And as you can tell, Leslie's never been held accountable for doing this in the past. So I'm just making sure it's out there. Number one, they did it last night. They viciously broke TOS and then deleted the video. And yeah, I've got the video clip. They vet bashed me and lied to their audience about me on purpose to try and stop their audience from watching my content and from seeing what the truth is. They still are trying to guard their audience from the video clips that I'm showing. That's the only effect them doing this has. Turn UniRock into the giant villain, and hopefully none of our audience members will click the video he's releasing. Then, or go to see his live streamed content. Then they're going to, hope that by that happening, they've created a little, pad. They've padded their narratives so that they don't have to answer to their audience for why they've lied to them so much. So here, Leslie, I'm going to help you out. Either you're lying on me or I'm lying about being a veteran. So Leslie, you wouldn't be just lying, right? You wouldn't be just doing this to bullshit, would you? Well, you don't live that far from me. If you want to come down and meet me, I'll take you into the VA and I'll have you sit down and talk to my doctors. I'll have you meet them. They can literally brief you on everything about my veteran past. You can go talk to the VFW. Well, I mean, hell, if you want to do that, we can do that. We don't have to, though, because whatever it is that would convince you that you're vet bashing a war veteran, I will do for you. But the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that Team YouTube knows that their partner, Leslie Bass, is vet bashing because she's pissed that I criticized her, Molly, Justin, and a couple of their buddies for running a fraud raiser, hiding those details from their audience, not updating people with what happened. And yeah, I wonder what Leslie would say if Katie Joy vet bashed somebody, right? I could go through all the different criticisms to show how much of a hypocrite she is. But again, guys, it doesn't matter. Do not contact them. Do not hit them with any comments. Do not entertain their BS. Whenever they do this, just make sure you give me the clip and make sure that you also screenshot the name of the stream and the date and the time of the stream, from what channel it was on and where they did it at, because even if they delete it again, it really helps Team YouTube to have that, to have the ability for them to go straight to that spot on YouTube. They still have to go navigate, through all those live streams, find out which one it is, pull it up, and go to the deleted timestamp. Though, just so that to respond directly to what Molly and Leslie said, yes, Molly, you can talk about that if you want, but you would be vet bashing and committing the stolen valor yourself. Because in a situation where someone commits stolen valor or a person is lying on someone for committing stolen valor, both of those instances are equally as atrocious. Though, again, it's either you guys are lying about me or I'm lying about my past. So another thing is, how does this even make sense? What does this have to do with anything? Like, again, only if you're trying to dox the living fuck out of me would you bring this into the purview of what's going on. And again, that's why I am going to, be focusing all my attention on making sure that Team YouTube gets back with me and making sure that YouTube, does something about all this stuff. But as opposed to focusing on my attention on pounding out content and making money right now. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny. So first, they tried to lie about me and my family. That blew up in their face. So, because there's just way too many people that sit in Discord with me while I'm cooking or while I'm getting up to do the stuff we got to do in the morning or whatever. And all that stuff, it just blew up in their face. Everything they were trying to say about my family literally is easily debunked. So what do? They drop that and they start to go with the whole Uni's not a veteran thing. And by the way, Leslie and Molly, you guys realize even the QAnon guys were smart enough to stop doing that when they realized that I was a real veteran, right? You realize that, right? Because they knew they would be banned off the platform years ago if they did that, and they ended up, lying about a veteran. Even the most hardcore conspiracy theorists valued their platforms enough not to do that. So I want to address Leslie and Molly in the beginning, because Molly says, like I said, I can't talk about that. Why did she say it? Because it's against TOS, and she doesn't want to get her channel taken down. And she knows that YouTube will most likely be looking at her channel very soon, and she doesn't want YouTube to see her doing that. Now, I do want to say this, Molly. You facilitating Leslie doing it on your platform, it still makes your platform just as responsible, but it still makes Leslie Bass just as responsible. So instead of you doing it, you having Leslie come in and play her little game, now both of you are on the hook for doing it. So you kind of failed with your I can't talk about this rhetoric. You should have stopped Leslie, corrected Leslie, or whatever, but I'm kind of glad you didn't, because again, you guys don't realize what you're doing. In order for someone to get kicked off the platform for the statements you've made and shit about doxing and stuff, like Leslie's in the clear. Leslie would have never been affected because Molly did the majority of all of that on her own. And when YouTube goes in and looks at everything Molly's doing, I don't see any reason why they then would have looked at Leslie Bass and said, we need to departner or ban Leslie Bass. But Leslie, what are you doing? Because you're just going to get yourself departnered or banned for doing what you just did. It's just, are you guys losing grip? What is going on? What in the world is going on with you guys? You want to make me into the bad guy so bad because you ended up being wrong about the Letitia fundraiser? Well, you guys didn't even try to fact check the damn Letitia fundraiser. I literally warned you for a month over, no matter how much you attacked me, no matter how much you berated me. Guys, you need to ask Letitia for proof. You're pushing a fraud raiser. She fucked this up, right? You get this, right? I mean, it's just so mind-boggling. I don't know if here, you know what, Navy, if you can talk, even if it's just for a couple minutes, raise your hand, because you are in the service right now, and I kind of want to let you know what happened and get your opinion. But if you're busy, if you're working and stuff, it's okay. Yeah, it's just, you guys, I'm sorry to say this, but when this is all said and done, you're going to need to back me up. Back me up by making videos, giving your opinions and stuff. That I did everything in my power to try to help these people. They, for whatever reason, just viciously harassed and attacked me and bashed me and lied about me. And when they finally, get in trouble for all of this, their tune is going to shift faster than anything else. Like, you wait and see. Their tune is going to shift. And it's just pathetic. I mean, it really is just pathetic. So, again, I don't know if it's ever like, maybe it's just meant to be. Maybe it's meant to be. Maybe these people are just whatever. Maybe that's why they sit and hate on Katie so much. I hate to bring her name up in this, but I mean, that's Leslie's entire shtick. That she hates Katie Joy Paulson and all this stuff, and Katie's such a bad person. And people will sit there and tell Leslie, that shit that you're saying about Katie is a complete fucking lie, and she won't care. She'll literally keep repeating it and keep saying it. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's just needs to happen or something, because good Lord, you want to talk about childish and vindictive and just nasty. So I don't know if they think I'm just going to not say anything. I don't know if they think I'm just going to let them do this, but I'm not. Not only am I going to go to Team YouTube, I'm going to go to the VA. I'm going to go to the VA. I'm going to talk to my lawyer. No, I'm not going to sue you. I'm going to find out what I have to do to be able to have a little bit of protection from the VA against people lying about my service record like this. Because you guys don't understand. They're going as far as humanly possible to do this. It's not just, they're sitting there trying to convince everybody around them that I'm not a veteran and that I've been lying about it and all this garbage. Why? My content doesn't even have me being a veteran as a significant part of it, right? So why in the world would they think? I get it. If I was up here like making military videos and all this stuff and they found out I'm lying about my VA stuff, why in the Sam fucking hell wouldn't they just, in that response, I mean, sure, but my VA is not a part of my content, number one. And number two, it's obvious to anyone with 2 working brain cells that I'm a veteran and that I'm not lying about it. And anything that they want to do to be able to fact check that, I'm willing to do. So I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's just one of the weirdest fucking things that happens during these issues. And no, there is no coincidence that it happened last night. There's no coincidence because obviously they knew that I was releasing this video in the morning. I told everybody it was already on YouTube and that the processing, ended up hanging due to all the yelling and all the craziness that the algorithm saw, and that I'd be releasing it in the morning. So they went into fucking panic mode last night, and this is how they guess they, felt about it. I don't know if they thought, oh, we've got him. We've got Uni when it comes to this veteran thing, and we're going to expose Uni or something. But, again, I wasn't lying to them. These motherfuckers have been doing this kind of thing to me for so many years. Every detail about my life, every detail about who I am is already out there and been confirmed about many years ago by people who, actually knew what they were doing. So it's just incompetence, anger. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Well, I guess we're going to have a pretty fun live stream tonight, because I want these clips. I don't know if one of you can do me the favor to go in and clip it up for me. Get me, I want it to be short. I just want the worst things they said and did clipped out of it. I'm going to play it on my stream. I'll give Leslie the invitation to come meet me at a VA, and I'll take her on a tour. And she won't, that, because obviously she knew she was lying last night, because she's been through this with me before, which makes it malicious and makes it defamatory and all that stuff. And again, I'm not interested in suing any of these people, but I'm definitely interested in filing on them. I don't know how you do it. Even the QAnon guys, the 2 most prolific QAnon guys, apologized to me after they vet bashed me, and that's why I let it go with them. One of them didn't, but the other 2 did. He came on my stream, directly apologized to me. So, I don't know. I doubt that'll happen with Leslie and Molly, because they have no, I don't know what you say, no care. They are really just evil, vicious people. And all these things they're sitting there throwing on other people all the time. And I do think they target really controversial figures like Katie, so that they have an excuse to feed that nasty side of themselves. But yeah, Leslie, you'd think you'd be a little smarter than this, for God's sake. Molly, you'd think Molly would. Really, what this is showing me is that you guys are just unhinged. You're just unhinged people. You really don't know what you're doing. You really don't care for your YouTube channels or whatever. So I don't know if Leslie wants me to pull up TOS. It's literally super easy to find. And I don't know if Leslie wants to read it and then ask herself, if I'm lying on Uni, what would happen? And if Uni's lying, what would happen? But this is my open challenge to Leslie Bass. Meet me at the VA. And what do you want from me to prove it? You want to sit down and talk to one of my doctors or one of my counselors or something? You want to talk to my VA representative? Because I'll set that up, Leslie. You want them to give you my history in the service? The thing is, are you even going to be honest about it? Are you even going to, do you even care to do it? Like, Leslie, what happens if you are lying on a war veteran? Do you then feel bad at all? Does it bother you to any degree? Well, if it does, I would think you would go to your channel and, fix this and then demand Molly to have you on to fix what you did. But we all know that's not going to happen. So just so you know, that's why this now is the main focus of what I'm doing. And the other stuff is down to secondary. So let's just make it equal. Like what I was doing, getting Team YouTube involved, and now this are both equally atrocious, equally against terms of service, equally messed up. I've proven to the highest degree that they're wrong in both circumstances. So I guess that's just the way we got to go with it. Oh, and guys, this bullshit takes a lot of time. So it takes me away, as you've seen from streaming and doing things that actually make me money. This makes me nothing. It ends up costing me. So if you want to donate to paypal.me/UniRock, it'd be nice. You don't have to. I'm just sharing the link if you want to help support the show. And I'm going to, I guess, get another report ready and get it handled so that when Team YouTube contacts me about the first report, they get these as the top two, and then those other people, which was, you know who they are if you've listened, the two doxers that weren't the focus of the whole thing, will be the secondary thing. Sorry, I got retro video game songs stuck in my head. I'm bored, and I just got that intro video up on UniRock 2, and I got a live stream scheduled on Rock a Lot, but I kind of wanted just to come and talk with you guys, until my kid gets here. So, if I have to end abruptly, you know why, but that's just the kind of little chill stream this is over my visible confusion with Elle Bee and Molly. It's visible confusion. And so I've been having some different thoughts on what happened and why. So I thought maybe we'll go there and we'll just see where my brain goes until I'm interrupted and I have to, jump off. So either my phone dies, kid gets here, whatever. So anyway, let me go ahead and start you off in case you're, listening to the replay, or in case you weren't in the last stream. Last night, Molly and Elle Bee go live on Molly's channel and vet bash me like crazy. They attempt to steal valor or whatever you'd say. I don't know the words for what they did. They tried to accuse me of stolen valor, which is a lie. And yeah, I guess Leslie even had rock solid evidence. Yeah, rock solid. I don't know if it was an act, because no adult in the history of the world would consider what she said as evidence of what she claimed it was evidence for. Because I had a hat on when I showed an ID. Now, mind you, I've only showed an ID ever one time. And this was a very long time ago, as I stated in the last stream. But I have to bring it up again So I'm just putting that out there. So I have no clue where, unless somehow she went back to that. I think what they're doing is viciously doxing me. Oh, which they admitted to, actually. So that makes sense. While they're viciously doxing me, I think they're so desperate that they're listening to trolls. That's what I think's going on. I don't think they realize that some of the people who don't like me also don't like you. And in your desperation to have these people come in and give you information, not only did you inadvertently prove that you are still massively doxing people that you get angry at, Elle Bee and Molly, Elle Bee proved that she's also in on the massive doxing scheme, which is good because we didn't have that from before. It sucks because I didn't want it to be this way, but if she's doing it, then that's just the fact. It just has to be the facts of it. And so she says that in an ID, I had a hat on. So I'm going to go through how the military, real quick, took my picture for my ID. I'll describe how just incomprehensibly, wrong she is. Though, again, I'm going to tell you now, guys, when they take your ID at a VA, sometimes it could be a big VA. Sometimes it could be a littler VA. In some VAs, they barely have new veterans coming for large chunks of time. If you were, maybe smart enough to go look up online how many there are, and you're going to notice that large amounts of time go by before they have to take these pictures. Now, I'm saying that because when you go to get your picture taken for an ID, they'll either have it done and mailed to you, and I don't even know how they get the picture for that. Like, I have no idea. I don't think they've done that for me. Now, I do think they've used an old picture that they had of me at the VA and sent me one, right? But if you sit down with a hat and, well, guess who takes the pictures? The lady at the front desk. Okay. So when you go in and you get your picture taken, it's just a random VA employee. The random VA employee is not highly promoted. It's not like a doctor is sitting down or somebody with a degree is taking your picture. Now, on top of the fact that it doesn't prove shit whether you have a hat on or not in a VA picture. These people are obsessed with my bandana. You notice that? Or whatever I have covering my head. They're so obsessed with it. I've shown so many pictures of my bald head. I just did it on stream a few days ago. I used to stream without a bandana or a hat on. It's a really bad idea, y'all. If you're a gamer, if you're someone that wears those headphones, the gaming headphones, which you have to play the games I play, if you'll notice every gamer that plays games that have to use sound to dictate where an enemy is, those gamers will wear those headsets so that they don't die all the time and they don't suck at the game. And if you wear those headsets a lot, if you record footage like gamers that are on YouTube do, whether they're successful or not, they're going to wear those gaming headphones, and you are going to want something covering those headphones over your ears. If you're not doing it, you need to take my advice and still use the different cleaning products that you have to use every couple days, or I do it daily. A lot of people do it once a week. Whatever you want to do. My gaming setup, though, is really clean. So it's just really, I hate it when I get dust in my computer. You know, I've streamed many times me cleaning out my computer here on Periscope and Twitter. So you guys have been around, have probably seen. I've even done it on my channels. I just stopped because it was just a useless video that no one watches, right? But it lets me talk to you guys. Hell, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll stream myself cleaning out my computer again on Rock a lot here in the next few days because I needed to do it, actually. But my point is, you will thank me if you're a creator and you start wearing either a headband that just covers your area there that your headphones sit on, or a bandana or hat or something. You will thank me. Trust me on this. Because then changing your bandana a couple times a day, which I do, washing your face a couple times a day where the headphones sit on your face, You have to do that or you're going to break out. Okay? It's just a weird plastic thing sitting on your skin. It'll make you break out. So all the gamers in here know what I'm talking about. And it's why you get a bunch of neckbeard gamers that never shower who end up having rings of breakout around their ears. I don't have that. But my point is that, to get back to what I was talking about, they're so obsessed with these things about me. And for some reason, Leslie thinks that if you sit down to get your VA picture taken and they don't say, "Sir, please take your hat off," by the way, which they have never done to anyone I know. They've given you the option to wear a hat, wear your glasses, wear what. This isn't the fucking DAV. This isn't the fucking, or whatever it's called, the DVI, Driver's Bureau place. It's not there. It's not that. But that's her concrete evidence. Then she said that her husband has my military record. Thanks for letting me know, Leslie, because I'm going to be reporting him to the VFW when I report you. So I'm not lying, I'm not hyping, I'm not being rude. Hell, nothing might happen, but I am, because I have to go in there a lot. You see, Leslie, I'm not just a disabled veteran. I am highly disabled. I get a big check every month from the VA, the military, the Army, however you want to say it. And because of that, I have a lot of services, not only that I can access, but I have a lot that I have to go to. It's not just sitting around. Once you get injured and medevaced, like I did, it's on my fucking DD-214. You can't deny it unless you're lying. You're more than welcome to lie all you want about it. But it is literally almost a full-time job dealing with your disabilities, your injuries, and then the side effects from taking medication for years. I mean, it's just, it fucking fucks you up, man. And that's why the last time Molly did this, she had a guest on. That guest didn't even know me, didn't even know what was going on. And that guest says, Molly, stop. And you don't do that to veterans. You don't just bash them like that. You don't dox them. You don't play that game. So Molly stopped. And I think that could be a factor in why she very, very, very quickly ended. There were people that had watched Leslie and Molly bash me last night who went back to rewind the video. And while they were rewinding, it disappeared and was deleted. Luckily, many people have copies of it. I do. And it's going to Team YouTube and the VFW, the VA, whoever. They'll tell me who I need to take it to. And they will tell me I do have assistance for this. I can get help for this, okay? But I've also tagged Elle Bee on my community tab and invited her to the VA in Columbus, Ohio on a day that I can meet her there, where I will have my DD-214 printed in front of her eyes and show her that I deployed, that I was medevaced, that I have the Good Conduct Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Air Assault Medal, and all the other medals I have. And I will have my VA rep explain to her how fucked up it is that she did this. And I'll even have my rep explain to her how what she believes is evidence is laughable, is childish. Now, I doubt that she'll take me up on that. She thinks that I'm this evil monster of a person, and it's one of the dangers in living in a dream fantasy like they do. You convince yourself that certain people around you, because they criticize you or whatever, in this scenario or this situation, are the big, bad, evil people. And if you do that for years, you eventually get to that point where you will make a mistake like this and do this. Now, again, this is not the first time Leslie has vet bashed me, and I know Leslie knows about the last time she did it, like a month ago or something. Well, if you look at what my last streams and my video that I uploaded today, Leslie Bass, I mentioned nothing about reporting you to YouTube for originally vet bashing me. And the reason that I didn't include that in the report that I sent to YouTube over all the doxing and harassment and death threats and all this garbage is because I thought you had made a mistake. And I had thought that, I should be a forgiving, like, adult kind of person, right? Like, ask everybody, do you think it's the right thing to do? Like, it could get her in a lot of trouble. I don't want her to lose her channel. I don't really have a beef with her. But then again, she could be participating in the doxings on top of vet bashing, and that could be why she's vet bashing. But then again, and this is the main reason why I didn't include her in the report, I said to myself, LB moved away from Molly. At least she made the appearance that she did. We now know she didn't, and that was a big front. But we didn't know if it was a front or if she really did move away from Molly and take herself out of the situation. So she's, thankfully, last night, because of how long it took the video to process, I didn't upload my video. I did it this morning. And since I haven't been contacted yet by Team YouTube, I'm going to hurry and make sure that these clips from last night are included. I'm going to get the original link for Molly's video, the timestamps, and let YouTube know that it was just deleted, how they can pull it up with the link, and they can fact check the video and look at it and, decide what's up. So, yeah, it's kind of depressing because we're supposed to be people that have lots of subscribers because we give better commentary and better takes on things than other people. That's supposed to be the habitat of YouTube. And unless you're cheating the system by trying to clickbait, lie on people, create fake stories to give you some kind of advantage or edge or something, typically that will happen. Now, in Molly's situation, we know how she got her spurts of subscribers, right? She got these spurts by her reporting on these tragedies, and she didn't do it the right way. She did it in a very bad way. But that doesn't mean Leslie did. And to be honest, I never had a reason to care. Leslie was a liar before all this. She was a liar, and she was someone that seemed from an initial look, because that's all we gave her, to be someone that wasn't really interested in doing the dangerous things. And again, you typically don't have YouTubers doing that because once they grow their channels, they want to keep them. And it's just as baffling to me as it is to any of you watching why they would do this. Now, I do have a theory, and that's what I'm trying to lead to. I'm trying to address all the other things and lead to this theory, so let's go. I really do think that they feel Molly's channel is going to be deleted. And so they ran there and said, well, fuck it. If your channel's going to get deleted, let's go lie on him. That's what I think they did. Because she is lying, right? She says that her husband is a veteran, and I will not do what she did and assume that he's not. Though she used two pieces of evidence, okay? I forgot about the second. So the first was I had a hat on and an ID. Again, I don't know where I showed an ID, Leslie. Ooh, so you are trying to dox the fuck out of me. But you see, the QAnon guys went so far as to pull my military record, Leslie. It's why they apologized to me. Now, you're not supposed to go around pulling people's records like that. But fortunately for me, I have some things on my DD-214 that prove I wouldn't give two shits if somebody saw my record. Number one is the Army Good Conduct Medal. If you do anything questionable, that's not, if you break orders, late to work, you do anything unquestionable that you're not supposed to do, and it's, I don't know if you guys know this, the military is an extremely strict place. Like if you're not going to work and stuff or whatever, you don't get that medal. I got the medal because I never got in trouble. I did get injured several times, with the last one causing me to be medevaced. I had surgeries where they thought they were going to have to remove my arm, okay? They thought I was gonna die. They told me that I needed to call my wife because I might die. But he said that he thinks if the greater percentage was that they would be able to save my life and most likely my arm. And just because I never talk about this shit, and I'm on Twitter, every time I moved my arm the slightest bit, there were these 3 like things due to the blood clots and due to the ripped muscles and all this stuff that would pull through my armpit. And it was either something, I don't know what it was. They said that it was a vein at first, but then they said that it was most likely a lymphatic canal that had become inflamed to a point that it hardened. So I had these 3, what I can only describe as kind of bigger than thick spaghetti cords that went from my elbow up into my armpit and then down into my chest. And if I moved my arm up the slightest degree, they would pull and get taut and pull through the skin of my armpit. And you could touch them. I'd scream, but you could touch them. And it would feel like it would feel like hard spaghetti that was just a little bit mushy, just a little bit mushy. And if you'd feel this hard spaghetti-like thing. And when you did that, I felt a tugging inside my chest and I felt a tugging on my right arm. Navy, are you trying to speak? I saw you like doing something, so I'm going to just approve you just in case you want. You don't have to. I don't know if it was emoji or if I just missed your request, so I'm just going to approve you. You don't have to. I know you're busy and stuff, so. But anyway, the point is, Leslie, that I don't know how to get through to these people. Go back and watch my content. I've done nothing to any of you. Nothing. I tried to help you over and over and over. It wasn't sarcastic. It wasn't rude. It was appropriate. I was nice. I tried to listen to you. I tried to hear you out. I tried to just report the truth of what was there to my audience, not lie to them, while at the same time respecting people that I shouldn't even have to due to the way they're treating me. And you just want to take it further and further and further. And Leslie, this is why long ago I told you when I first interacted with you, and this is 2019, you will have your channel pop off. You do not want to be getting used to doxing and harassing and fucking with people. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fake an email or something and have it be a drama you're involved in. It'll go away and eventually your channel's gonna pop off. But if you get used to doing this, eventually you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna be live and you're gonna end up going into a rage and doing the things that you're doing in the background while live. You're going to end up inciting some person that won't stop wanting to hang out with you online into attacking someone, and they're going to go hurt them. Something is going to happen. And this is why I warned you, because YouTube knows this. It's called incitement. It's in their policy. They know this about vet bashing. It's in their policy. These are all things that have had to been added due to you, people like you and Molly. You and Molly are the reason we can't have an open platform. No joke. And you think if you just keep up the lie in front of your audience, right, that if you have 4 people in your chat that know that you've done this stuff but will still sit there and pretend you're awesome, then you're okay, right? Because you know they're not dumb. They're not dumb. Your audience isn't dumb. They know what you're doing, for God's sake. We know why you're deleting it, for God's sake. You know, this is why I don't like doing this. Reporting Molly, I didn't want to do it. I dare you to go rewind to why I told you I didn't want to do it. I people busy dare you, because you'll hear me say that they're going to lose it and go further than they've ever gone, and they're going to end up messing up. if they're doing this stuff. If they're not doxing people, harassing people, targeting people, then they won't end up making this mistake. I don't know, Leslie, have you ever had this happen before on the platform, and this is why you do this? How many veterans that are lying about being a veteran have you busted, Leslie? 100? Because if you have, it makes sense you messed up on me. Oh, you have never busted a veteran before. You don't know anything about how to do it and how not, and how to fact check and how to respect privacy. You don't know anything about it. Oh, that's right. Huh. Strange that you're lying about my military service so brazenly. Why don't you do it on your main channel? Instead of going on Molly's channel, do it and then jump off and delete it real fast. Why don't, oh, are you going to deny that it happened? Because I have the clips. I'll go play them on a live stream. And what does my audience think that I should do? I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just report it to Team YouTube when YouTube responds. I'm going to ask you guys, if you don't mind, if you saw them doing this, go underneath my tweet to Team YouTube and reply to it, tag Team YouTube and let them know Molly Golightly and Elle Bee were doxing and vet bashing UniRock on Molly Golightly's deleted stream from last night, so that Team YouTube can go look up the stream, because they can, and even though they deleted it, Team YouTube will be able to see it, and they can, you know, decide what to do. But again, if you guys aren't doing anything wrong, why are you deleting the videos? If you're not doing anything wrong, then what are you so mad at me for? Right? It's unbelievable. But I would like to have a Discord meeting. If any of you guys are around, jump in there and talk to me. I'm a little bored. I've been editing and working for days, so I'm taking time just to chill with you for a little bit in Discord. I'm going to go live after that. I got it set for 5 p.m. Most likely it'll be pushed back to 6, but I think. And of course, the reason is something that I'm not going to tell you about. But ironically, it's also something that they're actively lying on me about. Isn't that interesting? So it won't matter. Last thing I'll say before I go to Discord, other than if you want to support me, paypal.me/UniRock. Like, subscribe, share. You know the speech, so I'll just leave it there. Last thing I'll say is the reason that I go live and I let you know and the whole internet know, and I create a record of what's happening, is when they deny that any of this happened, which they will, we then have the proof. We have the proof. The proof is the clips of them doing it, the fact that everyone on their side, their viewers, and every one of my viewers saw what they did and pulled clips of it, and the fact that they deleted the video, and that everyone is stating, yes, that video existed. It was there from last night. This happened in the video, and then Molly deleted it so fast that the people that were rewinding it literally got cut off when they were trying to listen again. Because there were people who already told me they were so shocked that they were doing this, that because they were acting like they were, you know, upset that they were reported to YouTube. But while you're so upset that people have had to reach out to get help from Team YouTube, you do another vicious violation of terms of service and then try to hide the evidence. I mean, what are you guys doing? What are you doing this for? I'm not your damn enemy. I'm just another YouTuber. I'm literally showing every video clip for why I come to a determination. Instead of you guys explaining how I'm wrong, like you could pull the video clips that I just put on UniRock 2, Leslie, Molly, show them on your channel, react to my video that's on UniRock 2, and explain how I'm wrong about those video clips. Because you're just telling everybody I'm lying and that I'm wrong and that I'm mean and I'm nasty and I'm doing all these horrible things, but you have no proof. Also, I've got an entire team of moderators and viewers who are chilling with me in Discord throughout the day, every day. I check in with them. They know what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. I share my screen. while I'm editing videos, while I'm prepping for live streams. So any of my viewers knows you're lying on me, on top of the fact that the entire internet does. So it's just, what do I do to get it through to them? Just apologize. Just make this right. What is so hard about that? And I'm not saying they have to, by the way. They could just ignore this forever and never talk about it again. Or they could decide to keep breaking TOS and doxing people. They doxed me last night on stream, lied about me, and said that all this crazy shit about me that wasn't true, realized they had vet bashed me live on air, and deleted it extremely quickly and then tried to pretend it didn't happen. So this is the kind of stuff I have to deal with. Instead of me edit, like those of you that are like, we want a new video, Uni, and I'm working on the LawTube drama video, right? And while I'm doing that, I have to stop. I can't really work on it because now I have to make sure I'm clipping all this stuff, that the clips start at the right time, end at the right time, that they're in order, they're organized. I type out what happened. I let Team YouTube know that I'm only reporting this because I have to. I've let these YouTubers know that they're wrong. I've offered them any evidence they want that will prove that they're wrong. They don't care. They don't want to see that. They don't want any real evidence. They just want to lie about me because they're trying to punish me for reporting them for doxing so many of you, harassing and threatening your families. And I know it sounds crazy, but it doesn't anymore. It's been years of this. I mean, you guys ask me, how can I be such a busy Damas? Like, you know, a Nostradamus. How do I predict the future every time so accurately? Because I just predicted that this would happen to the T of what they're doing. Exactly, right? It's because every single person who is actually doxing ends up acting like this when you report them. They go into panic dox mode. I don't know why, but it's a literal, like, body or mind reaction that they've doxed for so long they just can't control themselves. It's the only thing I can figure out. Because if I was wrong about this, they would have reached out. They would have, like, remember when Sassy, what was her name? Sassy something or other? She was a KJ criticizer. Something ended up happening and she got doxed. And we told everybody who did it. It was Katie, I believe, right? Katie did it. And I said, I believe, so correct me if I'm wrong. And I ended up like either I misremembered or I got the wrong Sassy. I forget what I said. It wasn't that bad. But Sassy said you were wrong, and she came in and talked to me. And I went out and immediately corrected where I was wrong and apologized to Sassy. And the thing was, it literally wasn't even on purpose, right? Well, what they did last night is on purpose because Leslie and Molly already would have went live and corrected themselves, and the video would be there now if what they did wasn't on purpose. And yeah, it's just fucking sad. It's just sad. Now you guys know. Remember, when I meet people, they'll go, damn, Uni, why do so many people hate you? This is it. This. I cover a story. I find the stories that I think are going to actually get, you know, big later. I cover it. And I've got a really good tendency to be able to do that. I won't even back myself up on that statement because it's proven on both my channels. But because of that, eventually that topic will end up getting bigger and people will end up grubbing on it, lying on it, and I'll correct them and I'll show the evidence that corrects them. And then an extreme, I would say it's a small percentage, but a percentage you would find not that small, an extremely shocking percentage of them end up going on a fucking psycho doxing spree where they threaten the living hell out of you and everyone else and go monstrous. Now, later down the road, any of Molly's friends or any of Elle Bee's friends, they're going to hate my guts. They're going to be the future Uni haters. Well, he reported Molly and Leslie. Yeah, but he had to. What are you fucking talking about? Molly and Leslie were the ones that were wrong. Yeah, but I liked them and he reported them. So I hate his fucking guts every time. It's going to be they're a simp or they're a follower of someone who has broken TOS drastically, not just minorly, because again, we don't report people that do it minorly, or Leslie would have been reported the first time she vet bashed me a month or two ago. So again, I don't know how to fucking put the truth and the history and everything that's going on in front of people's eyes any more than I have over the last few years, right? But at some point, I'm going to stop. At some point, I'm going to stop. You know, I'm going to move on to just playing some video games and laughing at some crazy shit again on the internet. When people go out and play these games, I'm just going to fucking ignore them. And I'm sorry, but YouTube is going to be flooded with fraud raisers, flooded with doxers, flooded with these kind of people. And you know what? Maybe it's just the future of YouTube. I don't know. You'd think there'd be a bigger mass of creators that would back me up on this, or that would back up anyone, because I'm backing up all the people that came to me. I'm backing up all the other creators who came to me. Look at fucking Waxy. She couldn't even post for a year or so because she was getting doxxed and harassed viciously by people just because she spoke her mind, and it wasn't in favor of people that were trying to run fucking scams. The only reason that it keeps working for these people is because other YouTubers don't say shit. Other people, they don't post, they don't share, they don't care. You know? And you know what I think it is? I think it's a condition of YouTube changing their rules and moving away from a free platform. Because the way we used to use YouTube, now we use Discord. Now we use other places. Because it all used to be on the live streams and the live stream chat and the comment sections. But people can't talk about what they want there. You know? They end up getting censored. They end up getting told that, or canceled if they're honest about, you know, their opinion on something, and stalked by people. So they find a safe community on Discord and they barely participate. And that's what the entire fucking internet's doing now. You know, it's sad. I don't know what to do. I don't care what to do. I've put my time in with these scammers. We're in the same situation we were in back when I had to tell everybody about the last fraud raisers. Spent an entire year with Red's Rhetoric and Steve McCrae and these other people just fucking slandering and defaming me every single day in the most obsessive way, while literally convincing the idiots around them that believed them that I was the one obsessed with him. You know, it's not worth it. It's almost like you just got to let these people have their little den of shit. That you, anytime they go and do the craziest thing ever, you just ignore them. You know? Because if you fucking criticize them, they're literally going to stalk and harass you forever. You know? It's fucking sick. And it's sad. It's sad. Because Leslie, unlike Molly, might be able to, you know, she does like content. That's the one difference between Leslie. It's like, why is she doing this to her channel? She didn't need Molly, you know? She was covering all this reality TV and this other stuff, and she'd take shots at Katie all the time, but who cares, right? So it's like, why would you do this? And then the sick thing is, how many other people have you done this to, Leslie? How many other people are you viciously fucking doxing, lying on this information and playing this game? How many people have you done this to? Because no, I don't believe I'm the first, I'm the second, I'm the third, I'm the 10th. It's just crazy, y'all. I'm rambling. It's almost 5. I'm going to jump in Discord. I have a stream scheduled for 5. I'm going to be late. I'm going to change the time. I won't be too late, but the minute I do that stream on Rock-A-Lot, they're going to just start their shit again, you know? They're just going to start spamming shit because I'm literally going to fucking sit there and laugh at them for being so desperate that they feel they have to lie about me. You know, they have to try to dox me and lie about me. So, you know, my normal thing. And to predict the future, what's going to happen when I do it, they're going to double down, triple down, quadruple down, and eventually have another breakdown. They'll eventually have another deleted breakdown, you know? And for those of you that just got here, Molly Golightly and Leslie Bass went on stream last night, admitted to trying to dox the living fuck out of me, and then tried to tell everybody that I'm not a veteran. Wah, wah. And they said they had hard proof. Guess what their hard proof was? That I wore a hat in a VA ID. Right? I wore a hat. Now, I've only shown that VA ID, just to let anyone that just came in know, one time on stream, and it was the first time the QAnon guys tried to say I wasn't a veteran. And I showed a couple of my IDs, and the dude, I won't even say his name because I don't want beef with him. Well, I will, because he apologized to me, so that's cool. Marfugal, who has a pretty big channel now, honestly, came on my stream and directly apologized to me for being wrong after he found out some information. How is it that those QAnon guys are more honest than Elle Bee? I would say that about Molly in a heartbeat. But that's because Molly is literally just living in another world. Elle Bee does a semi all right job of trying to show people that she's like sane or something. She's not out in La La Land. I just don't know what to do, y'all. Because the minute I go to rock a lot here in a couple hours, and the minute I sit down, they're going to lose it again. Because guess what, Leslie? You're wrong. The VA pays me, the Army, a large check every month because I was medevaced. I had surgeries. I did deploy. I had my air assault badge, all the medals I've shown, because that is my real DD-214. And if you had anyone who has a DD-214 look at mine, they would tell you, yeah, that's real. That's not a recreation or a mock-up. Because guess what, Leslie? It's real. It's the same DD-214 that I went and had printed at the VA while live streaming when the fucking QAnon guys tried to convince my audience that I wasn't a veteran years ago, that led to them apologizing. I still have the stream where they apologized to me. And that's going to piss her off. You see, every time they're wrong and every time they end up, going on these. So basically, it's proven that Leslie has been angry at me, sitting there trying to dox me for weeks now, and thought she'd gotten the fucking gold, the gold piece of evidence. He wore a hat and a VA ID. That I don't believe that they have that video where those QAnon guys apologized to me, because it was only up for a few months. I think she really is trying to dox the living hell out of me, and I'm going to the VA and I'm going to have them look and see if anyone's been trying to inappropriately pull records and do that shit. Because guess what? It's all online. It's all trackable. So, we're going to find out who's been doing what. I don't even, and then, oh, Uni won't do it. He's too busy. He's just bullshitting. I'm not going to do it. My VA rep is. Are you crazy? Lordy. Oh, and if you want to donate to the Red Bull Fund, paypal.me/UniRock. And yes, I'm using the next donation to get a Red Bull because I don't have any. Ooh, I'm such a scammer. Woo, Red Bull's being scammed.